He's on the other side of the county.
Okay. And actually, if some of you all want to come over here, that's fine. It's fine too. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Gina Ford. I'm Deputy Communications Director for the County Executive. I'd like to thank all of you for coming. As you know, we are closing out the third week of our partial federal government shutdown, and certainly 800,000 folks nationwide and tens of thousands here in Prince George's County are affected. As such, the county executive has called this press conference to inform the public about the many resources that she's been able to pull together with the help of our local partners and regional partners. So we'll have her speak first. Following her, we will have Rosie Allen Herring, President and CEO of United Way National Capital Area. We'll have County Council Chair Todd Turner, Dr. Dukes here from the Community College, Dr. Goldson, CEO from the school system. We'll have Phil Sardellis, owner of Sardi's. We'll have Carla Reed, General Manager of WSSC, Felicia Greer, Director and Customer Advocate of Pepco, and then the County Executive will come back to round things out, and after which we will take questions.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for being here this afternoon. We are here because so many of our neighbors are suffering today, and we anticipate as of tomorrow that many of our neighbors and friends and loved ones will wake up and feel the stress of having not received a paycheck. And so I am really pleased to stand today with a number of our partners who have come together to express to our residents that although the federal government may be shut down, we are fully operational, and to let them know that as this wickedness goes on downtown, and I believe that this really is a time of great peril, to let them know that we have their back, that Prince Georgians should know that we will work overtime day and night to make sure that their needs are satisfied. I'm pleased to be joined today first by President and Dr. Charlene Dukes of the Community College. I want to thank her so much for being here and for providing assistance to us. I am also proud to be joined by President and Chief Executive Officer Rosie Allen Herring of the United Way Financial Empowerment Center and of the regional area, Washington National Capital Regional Area, who is joining us here at the United Way Financial Empowerment Center. I'm also joined by the chair of our county council, Todd Turner. I want to thank him for being here, as well as Dr. Monica Goldson of our school system, and many of our other partners who will be introduced and will speak to you from our utility companies. We have come together because we have, as you know, nearly 70,000 plus residents who are impacted by this federal shutdown. And so I have called together a team to make sure that our residents know the resources that are available to them. We have targeted a few areas, making sure, of course, that our residents know that they will have food available to them. And so there will be a discussion about the way that our emergency assistance plan will be in place to make sure that all of our residents have access to food. But we know that the needs will be great. Not just how you will put food on the table, but we have so many families who are concerned as well about child care. We are concerned about the stress that this brings to many of our families, so we're concerned as well about the mental health of our citizens. So on our website, princegeorgescountymaryland.gov/shutdown, our citizens will be able to see a list of all of our community resources, which we expect to grow even after today. Some of the resources that they will be able to find there include Maryland National Capital Park and Planning. I want to thank Betty Hewlett in her absence. She was in a meeting today, but she jumped right into action, and the Commission has agreed to provide free child care to all federal workers who have children in our child care facilities. That's before and after care for federal workers. She has also made it possible for all 84 of our centers to be open to federal workers free of charge, who can go in and access those facilities to utilize the fitness equipment that is there and to be able to keep themselves active and healthy during the shutdown. You'll also find Mr. Sardellis, who is standing with us today. I want to thank him so much for his presence, who's agreed to provide meals on Tuesday at a discounted rate, and he'll explain what that is. And I've also directed our office to provide an additional $70,000 for emergency assistance, which will include delayed mortgage payments. It can be used for utility payments and some of the other stressors that will come up, and we expect to continue to increase that fund. We will receive as well private donations to be able to help with those immediate financial needs that many of our families will experience. So I want to turn over the program at this time first to, I think I have a lineup here in front of me. I'm sorry, is it Dr.? It is Rosie Allen Herring, our President and CEO of the United Way, who will talk about the work the United Way is doing to help our families during this time. Thank you, Rosie.
Thank you. Thank you, County Executive, and it is indeed a pleasure for us to join you in this great work. As our County Executive has shared, this is indeed a perilous time, and so your United Way is uniquely positioned to be able to try to convene and collaborate and trying to bring solutions to some of the toughest challenges facing our region. As we go through the shutdown that right now has no end in sight, we want you to know that your United Way is working with a great number of partners to try to bring a solution in the form of our Emergency Assistance Fund. We reactivated our Emergency Assistance Fund with $50,000, and we were immediately matched by our partners at PEPCO to support that fund for housing and food-related efforts. We've also now been joined by Bank of America, and I see our partners here. I want to thank you, Derek Perkins from Bank of America, and of course you'll hear from Felicia Greer, and we want to thank Dave Velasquez and the entire PEPCO family for being so gracious and being great partners with us. The Emergency Assistance Fund will go to support food and other needs for many of the families that are impacted by the shutdown. As the county executive shared, we are a regional organization, and so we recognize that certainly with the 70,000 families that are impacted here in Prince George's County, there are over 300,000 families across this region that are impacted by this shutdown. It's not just the federal worker themselves. It's the family that's dependent upon them. It's the government contractor, not just the big ones. They're the small ones as well. The small 8A or disadvantaged business that has the printing contract, the janitorial contract, where those individuals are the least able to absorb this particular loss and may not be made whole by the time it's all over with. But in the meantime, these are the families that are impacting and having to make decisions right now about what they're going to do to ensure their stability. So we're calling on the community to join us, along with all of our partners, mentioned, of course, PEPCO and Bank of America, but also the partners that are going to be offering these services. Specifically, we're talking today about the Capital Area Food Bank. When we think about basic food needs, we're talking about Catholic Charities that, of course, supports food and shelter and other basic needs. And we're talking about Northern Virginia Family Service, because we do recognize that as a region, we have to ensure that there is coverage. We also invite the general public to join with us. Many of us are asking, what can we do to help our neighbors in need? So your United Way also has an opportunity for individuals who'd like to make contributions to the emergency fund, where every dollar will go directly to support that need with absolutely no fee included. If you go to unitedwaynca.org/support, then you'll have the opportunity to be able to share your work and your particular contribution for those in need as well. So again, I want to thank the county executive for her leadership, her great care for this county, her great care for each and every one of its citizens. And because of her, we are here today to say that we stand with her, we stand with all of the partners here, we stand with the county council, we certainly respect our chair and make certain that they know that your United Way and our position as a convener, collaborator, and a catalyst are here to try to bring those thought leadership solutions to the table. Thank you again for being here, and we look forward to continuing this work, and hopefully the shutdown will end soon. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm County Councilman Todd Turner. I have the pleasure of serving as the chair of the County Council this year. I'm joined by my County Council Vice Chair, Rodney Streeter, as well as at-large member Mel Franklin, and I know my other colleagues who were not able to attend today are supportive. Earlier this week, we had the opportunity to have the county executive before us as part of our annual County Council retreat. As part of that discussion, we agreed to do a joint letter that was sent out earlier this week to our partners about trying to address some of the day-to-day needs that our residents here in Prince George's County are concerned about as we enter day 19, and I say day 19 of this partial shutdown. And we know this decision by the federal government over a disagreement over policy or politics hurts our working families here in Prince George's County, as well as the entire region. Just yesterday, the Washington Council of Governments Board of Directors met and approved a joint letter representing 24 jurisdictions within the Washington, D.C. area, urging, obviously, our federal government to end the shutdown, but also joining with our governor here in Maryland, the governor of Virginia, and the mayor of the District of Columbia, and also saying if this was to continue, what that impact would be, not only on state governments, but also local governments in the region. As part of that discussion yesterday, COG estimated, as was indicated, about 361,000 federal workers within the Washington, D.C. region. Approximately 17% of those live here in Prince George's County, according to their calculation. And because of the partial shutdown, they're estimating at least 40% of those people, or over 145,000 people, are impacted here in the Washington, D.C. region. If you do the math, that's probably about almost 30,000 people potentially in Prince George's County that are directly employed by the federal government that are either furloughed or working without pay. In addition, as was mentioned also, they estimate there are over 400,000 contractors in the Washington, D.C. region, and we have our fair share here in Prince George's County. And we know these federal workers and contractors, many of them are our neighbors and friends. I know I have people on my block that I've talked to are impacted by this. They could be your family members. As part of that, here in Prince George's County, are facing these difficulties and providing for themselves and their families. And that's why we're here today to address some of those needs. And so we're pleased to partner with the county executive, our school system, the community college, the United Way, our not-for-profits, our utilities here, who will be providing some relief to our residents during this difficult time for them. And as the county executive is fond of saying, we can do more together than we can do alone. That's a paraphrase, so I'm not doing the actual quote as part of that. And so together, as the county council and as county government, the residents can depend on us as serving as a bridge between our residents and the resources and information about how they can get assistance during this time. So on behalf of almost 900,000 residents in Prince George's County, we are privileged and we obviously urge our national leaders to stop this. Let's move on. There are opportunities to be able to move forward. You can still have your policy and political discussion, but let's not make our federal workers and our federal contractors those hostages to that occasion. So on behalf of the county council and my fellow colleagues, we know that Prince Georgians, as well as all Americans, deserve better at this time. So we thank you and we look forward to our partnership. Obviously, as our constituents contact, we will refer them to this information as well in each of our respective offices. So thank you, Madam County Executive, and thank you for our partnerships here as well. I did. Vice Chair Rodney Streeter, and as well as at-large member Mel Franklin. Hopefully I did that in the beginning. So thank you.
Good afternoon, and please allow me to welcome all of you to Prince George's Community College. And I'd like to acknowledge the presence of the chair of our Board of Trustees, Mr. Howard Stone. As you all know, the government shutdown may create unforeseen financial challenges for families and individuals. And we're concerned here at Prince George's Community College how that shutdown may affect our students, and we want them to know that we are prepared to help. The college's goal is to alleviate the stress and the worry for those impacted so that, quite frankly, they can continue their pursuit of a higher education with the necessary focus and determination. So we want them to know, and we want them to know through you, that they may be available, they may have access to eligible financial assistance because of the government shutdown. We are committed to the success of our students and the continuation of their education pursuits. We serve 37,000 students through 6 locations here in Prince George's County. So as a result of the shutdown, we will offer for the spring 2019 semester that begins on January 22nd, the following forms of support. For students who are financial aid eligible, we will accept their IRS Form 1040 and other documents in lieu of the standard IRS verification process. We will place holds on their student accounts during this process and allow them to begin their college education and/or continue it. For outstanding balances, they may qualify for assistance grants and/or extended payment plans. For students who already signed up in the latter part of 2018, we will extend their periods for payment, and specifically, we will offer a zero down payment plan with the first payment due on February 20th, 2019, and will adjust their subsequent payments accordingly. Additionally, students may be eligible to receive one-time grants for books and tuition and fees up to 50% of the total cost of their education process. Now, there will be things that students will need to do. They will need to provide documentation that they are impacted by the furlough, either directly or indirectly. They will have to document that they are residents of Prince George's County through the college process. That's a lease, a mortgage statement, voter registration, tax return, and other documents that can be found on the college's website. They will have to provide evidence of good academic standing. If they are currently enrolled, previously attended Prince George's Community College, or another institution of higher education. And funding for the above noted assistance includes support from Prince George's Community College and the Prince George's Community College Foundation. So what we are saying is that we encourage students who are residents in good academic standing to contact our tuition assistance hotline at 301-546-0154 or scholarships at pgcc.edu. So we know that the ability to provide this kind of assistance does not occur in a vacuum. These are our friends, our neighbors, our family members. And partnerships with the Office of the County Executive, the County Council, and organizations like the United Way of the National Capital Area, which helps to fund the Financial Empowerment Center, and we are actually standing in front of that center. With the Financial Empowerment Center, we provide resources that help families understand financial coaching, savings, debt and credit repair, and tax preparation. So what we are saying is that we want to be great neighbors to the residents of Prince George's County. We also have organizations such as PGCC Cares, which provides clothing and a food pantry to students in need. We've always provided these services, but we understand today that the need is great because of the circumstances in which our friends and family members and neighbors find themselves today. So we're committed to supporting our students during this time of uncertainty, and we really appreciate the trust that you've put in us to be able to ensure that students can pursue an education no matter what. Thank you, Dr. Golson.
I'm sorry. Good afternoon. I am Monica Goldson, Interim CEO for Prince George's County Public Schools. Earlier this week, at the request of our Board of Education, they asked my team to examine a proposal to provide free meals to all of our students. Earlier this week, I announced that through Friday of this week, any student who was impacted by the shutdown will receive a standard hot meal. We also encouraged our families to apply for free and reduced price meal programs so that they could immediately receive support after this Friday. After making that announcement on Monday afternoon, I received countless messages from the greater Prince George's County community. What I am most proud of is the immediate responses I received from teachers such as Denise McGregor from Suitland High School, or the principal Dana Tutt at William Beans Elementary School, or a central office staff member by the name of Jamie Alston, all asking what else can we do to take care of our students in Prince George's County. I have grown up in this county, so I wasn't surprised by the generosity, support, and love that I received. Not only to make sure that our students were taken care of, but that our families understood that we do care. And while the shutdown may have sparked the conversation, the reality is that school meal debt has been a problem for many school systems across this district in the state of Maryland. That's why today I am proud to announce that we have a new fund that has been established to ensure that all students who need a hot meal will receive one throughout the shutdown and beyond. Through the Excellence in Education Foundation for Prince George's County Public Schools, which is our nonprofit affiliate, we're establishing a fund to allow our community to assist in covering student meals. Our school lunches cost approximately $2.75 to $3, and our breakfast cost $1.60. Our goal is to raise funds to provide 10,000 meals to ensure every child who needs a hot meal gets it. To that end, I am pleased to announce that we have raised $15,000 thus far, which will cover 5,000 meals. I want to thank Old Line Bank, NAI Michael, Lanier Electronics, and Educational Federal Credit Union for their quick response to our call to action. Their generosity of $15,000 will support our students and our families. But for those who also still want to contribute, we have now placed a link on our website at www.pgcps.org, and you can click on the link Donate Here to continue to support our children and families. Thank you to everyone for your generosity and your continued commitment to our students. Together, we're making Prince George's County Public Schools an example that we do care, and please know that you are making me proud. Thank you.
How are you? I'm Phil Sardellis with Sardi's. I know it's a hard time right now for the people who've been furloughed, and I know the holiday season just passed, making it extremely difficult, and people trying to balance with bills due and trying to balance their checkbooks, not the easiest thing. So with us as being a small business here in the county, we always want to give back and be a part of the community. The community's been great to us, and we put on Tuesdays, we'll have a buy one, get one free for a quarter chicken meal. We have a 10% card with any day of the week. And we also are going to make a donation to the charities that are up here for $2,500 from Sardi's for the meals at the schools. Thank you. All right. Well, thank you so much. An honor we're able to give back, and thank you for letting us be a part of it.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Felicia Greer. I'm PEPCO's customer advocate. I certainly would like to thank our county executive and acknowledge all the elected officials and our community partners. At PEPCO, we are committed to providing safe, reliable, and affordable energy service for our customers and communities every day. This includes engagement and support of our community partners who provide essential services to people and families in Maryland and in the District of Columbia. Late yesterday, PEPCO proudly joined United Way to announce that we would be the first to step up with a $50,000 matching gift to the United Way Emergency Assistance Fund. PEPCO's matching gift will help organizations like the Capital Area Food Bank, as well as Catholic Charities of the Archdiocese of Washington, provide essential food and housing support for families during these difficult times. With hundreds of thousands of people impacted by the ongoing federal government shutdown, we're also taking important steps to expand awareness of programs to place customers, to make sure that our customers stay energized through this temporary shutdown or even beyond the shutdown. We're committed to ensuring all of our customers have the ability to heat their homes, and we will work with customers who may have difficulty paying their bills. We offer a variety of individually tailored payment arrangements. Through our budget billing program, customers can avoid seasonal peaks by having their energy bills divided amongst 12 months. For customers whose main source of household income is from government or other low-income entitlement programs, they will qualify for a regular extension of their due date. Customers who wish to learn more or take advantage of these programs should visit our website at www.pepco.com or contact our call center at 202-833-7500. We will certainly work closely with our customers and our many nonprofit partners during and after the federal government shutdown, ensuring all have information and access to resources to help meet their needs. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam County Executive. Thank you, Mr. Chair. My name is Carla Reed, and I'm the General Manager and CEO of WSSC. WSSC's mission is to provide safe, clean water and essential wastewater services to our 1.8 million customers in Prince George's and Montgomery counties. We work 24/7, 365 days a year to make sure that every time our customers turn on the tap, whether they're drinking the water or washing or flushing, that essential service is there. So when County Executive also Brooks and the chair wrote that beautiful letter with that appeal a few days ago, I was so elated to be a part of the team that was going to help our neighbors get through this situation, the federal government shutdown. And I knew that we had to take action, and because we have to safeguard the public health and the well-being of our customers who are impacted by this federal government shutdown. So I'm pleased to announce, I know you want to know what WSSC is going to do, I'm pleased to announce that we will suspend all water service shut-offs. So that we can continue, the clean, safe water, right. We should be clapping for that. Yes, we're going to suspend all of our shutoffs, and we're going to make sure that water continues to flow to our customers, our neighbors' homes in Prince George's County and also Montgomery County. Additionally, WSSC is going to waive all late fees that may have been incurred, and we're going to work one-on-one with each one of our customers who needs a customized payment plan. And so, we understand that furloughed employees have so much to worry about, and we want to make it easy as possible for them to get through this situation. And I really appreciate the leadership of County Executive Officer Brooks and of Chair Turner, and as well as the Board of Directors at WSSC to convene this collective community to make sure that we take care of our neighbors and our customers. That's it. Thank you.
Again, I want to just thank so much each of you for coming out today. I especially want to thank my partners on the County Council, Chair and Council members. I want to thank Dr. Dukes for opening the Community College to us today, and also want to thank President and CEO Rosie Allen Herring and my other partners who've come forward today. Days like today make me so proud to be a Prince Georgian. We began this discussion on Monday when we realized that we really would come up on Friday and that many of our neighbors would be without a paycheck. And I just have to tell you that people have come together in ways that have just been amazing. This was Monday, and by Thursday, and the offers are still coming in. Everyone wants to stand with our neighbors. This shutdown has names and faces attached to it. You've heard 300,000, we've heard 800,000, but what we want people to know is these are people's mothers, fathers, sisters, uncles, children who are impacted by this shutdown. This is not just a policy disagreement. These are lives that hang in the balance every day. We are so mindful of that, and it is important to each of us for our neighbors to understand that we don't know how long this will last. It's our great hope that it won't be long, that it can't last forever, but what they should know is that we will stand with them every day of this shutdown. We will be here for them and with them, and that this government will work overtime to provide for their needs. As this continues downtown, we want Prince Georgians to know we've got your back, and we will be here for you. So again, to each of my partners, thank you so much for your generosity and for your hard work. Thank you for being here, and we will just continue to work together. May God continue to bless our county and our residents. And if you have any questions, we'd be happy to answer those questions at this time. Thank you.
it will look like for residents to, get home and get food or whatever needs they have.
That's an important question. So for our residents who want to access the services that we've discussed today, because we've outlined quite a few, we do have a website that we would like people to access, and it is Prince George's County, Maryland Government /shutdown. And this will outline all of the resources that will be available, including everything that was discussed here today, because I know this is a lot of information to keep. And so they can access it through that website. Any further questions, of course, they can always contact the county executive's office, and we'll be happy to walk them through it. But that website will tell them everything. If you need food assistance, how to access the resources, for example, that Rosie Allen Herring described. If you need that utility assistance that we described, then they can go to that website, and it will give them information there. Again, Maryland National Capital Park and Planning. We want people to know we will help with the children and also with the stress. But that website will have all of those resources outlined for everyone.
Are these services available to contractors as well? Can I talk about that?
Yes, everyone impacted, yes. So federal contractors, all residents of Prince George's who are impacted by, so that's a great question. It is federal contractors as well as those who work directly for the federal government.
Will they have to show some sort of proof that they work for a contractor or that they're federal?
Yes, so they will have to provide some verification. And again, the website that we referenced will also give that information as well. So that is through Maryland National Capital Park and Planning, and they will, again, if you go on that website, they will be able to tell you exactly how to access that particular resource, but what it includes is before and after care for families, federal workers whose children are in our facilities. We have 84 facilities, but we also have child care centers. So for families who utilize those services and are federal employees, they will waive the fees for child care and both before and after care for all federal, for any person impacted by the federal shutdown.
Can you talk a little bit more about how this conversation started Monday, like were you working with the council, how widely did you reach out?
Well, we have spent a lot of time with the council, I have to tell you. They have been wonderful partners, and the discussion was around what our joint priorities are. And that's how this discussion started, and we've been talking about how we can continue to work together more closely to help Prince Georgians. And as we talked about the federal shutdown, that was a part of the conversation we had. And it dawned on us that, there is so much stress and anxiety. And as Friday came along, what would people feel when they woke up and they were insecure? We're talking about a snowstorm this weekend. And it occurred to us that we scurry around and pick up extra items for our families. Well, how will our neighbors be able to afford the items they need for their families? And so we said, one of the things we thought we could do was to provide some certainty, that there was a lot of uncertainty and fear, and if we gave our neighbors access to resources, they would feel a little more comfortable. And so that's what this is about, information and making available help for our neighbors. But it just started in discussions about our joint priorities and has grown to this. And we expect that there will be more help coming. But this is a great start. There's a way also for those who are hearing us who have the ability to contribute to the funds that have been listed. We encourage people, if they can, to please contribute to the funds that were listed today through United Way, and to be able to, and also through the school system. We have so many children whose parents are impacted, and so this is how it started. Yes. Hi, Harold.
How are you? Great. The president said that this could go on for weeks or months. Is there a plan for addressing these issues beyond an end to the shutdown next week or beyond, God forbid, next month?
So we will be here for so long as it takes. If the shutdown continues for weeks or months, we'll do the best we can. We recognize government can't do everything, which is the reason that we have our partners here who are standing with us to provide the resources that they have as well. But we'll work together as a community for so long as it takes. And I know the president has been very cavalier about this, and it's easier to say when it's not your family. That it will go on for as long as so we hope that it won't take as long as he's threatened, but we will certainly be prepared to stand with our neighbors for as long as it takes to provide their needs.
Has there been any effort, or will there be any effort to sort of get remuneration from the federal government once this is all over for like resources resources or funds that you guys could use?
And to be honest, you know what, we haven't even been able to think quite that far ahead. I don't know whether that's a discussion we'll have or not, but for now, the urgency is here. We're, a day away, and we're just doing the best we can to provide whatever resources we can. Thank you.
One more question back here. Do you have a figure on how many people are affected by this, either a percentage or number of people, not individuals who work with federal government?
No, the chair did give some. Can we please?
Thank you. So, as I indicated in my comments, the Washington Council of Governments yesterday actually had a full discussion on this. So the estimates are there are approximately within the Washington, D.C. region, represented by the 24 jurisdictions, 361,000 federal workers, not impacted, that's total, and over 400,000 federally contracted employees within the region. They estimate that approximately, because it's a partial shutdown, it's not a full shutdown, that approximately 40% of those workers are impacted. So that's about 145,000 people, for the federal employees, those are employed. If you do that same number, that's about 100,000 or so of it might be more or less, but that's the estimate that was presented yesterday by the staff for the Council of Governments. And just so you know, so of the 361,000, they're estimating about 17% of those reside in Prince George's County itself. So you've got to do the numbers a little bit. It might just under 30,000 potentially residents of Prince George's County who are federal employees are impacted. So.
All right, thank you all so much.